All right, Revs. Thanks for joining us. First of all, let's start with Glenn Roeder. Everybody heard the news on Sunday about his passing. Tell us a bit about your interactions with Glenn and about anything that you've got to say about him following the news.
Yeah, obviously, I think to hear the news on Sunday was deeply saddened for him and for his family, because such a young age to leave us. When I first joined the football club, he was passionate. He loved the game. He loved giving people his stories and his experiences in the game. I know that at the time Darren thought extremely highly of him, and I know that Glenn was never shy in offering, like I say, his experience and his wealth of knowledge to help people. I think that's probably the biggest thing. Listen, he had a temper, he had a aggressive way with him, but that was just the enthusiasm for football, I think, and that's great. We all want that. That's what we know him for. But I think when someone leaves us, and you have the players that have come out and spoken about him, I think it probably it shows what a person he was. I think what a top manager he was. I think for those players. So for us at the football club, we're obviously deeply saddened to hear the news, and that we pass all our best wishes onto the family, because it's a hard time, but like I say, the memories for him was just his passion for football. People like him, there's not many around anymore, and unfortunately we've lost him too soon. So like I say, best wishes to him, to his family, and we're all thinking of them.
Moving on to first team affairs of the football club. On Saturday, the team ground out a point against Newport as the second of the week. How do you look back on it? How do you reflect on it now you've had a couple of days?
I think I was frustrated after the game. I think because I knew that it was a real opportunity that we had to win the game. But when you look back at a video and someone's spoke to me a lot about it, that it's never as bad, or it might not ever be as good as what you actually think in the day. So I think that what I would take away is how proud I was of the players for the energy and the commitment and the way they tried to play on the pitch, which was quite obviously tough for everyone to see. And ultimately, we restricted a team that's in the top six to no chances in the game. We only ever going to concede from a throw-in or a set piece, and we defended them brilliantly. So, and then on the flip side of that, to have the better chances away from home is pleasing. But we do have to be more ruthless, because they're the moments that you wait for in games, especially away from home on a pitch like that. They're only, those moments are very few and far between, and we've got to make sure that we take them. So proud of the players for the way they dealt with it, but obviously still there's that side where we all know, and the players know, that we've got to make sure we're more ruthless, and we can only keep asking them to keep getting in those positions and keep working as hard as they can to make sure when they do get those chances, we take them.
Yeah, I think that's now 3 defeats in the last 15 league games. I know that you'd like there to have been a few more victories in there, but is that something that yourself, the management team and the squad can be proud of, or is it always just too busy looking ahead?
Yeah, I think it's incredible that we've only lost that in those, and when you were to say that you've only lost 3, you'd expect that to be playoff promotion form. Unfortunately, we've drawn too many. We know that, so we've got to make sure that we improve that, and then we work on that every day. I think that we've got a brilliant group of players that work extremely hard, and that helps with keeping clean sheets and a desire to play for each other and stick together. That does keep clean sheets. But ultimately, on the flip side of that, like I said earlier, that when you get the opportunities in draws to win a game, you have to take them. And we've probably just looked at too many games where we might have won it by the odd goal or in some Walsall, Morecambe, we could have blown teams away. So we have to keep working on that, and that's one thing obviously that we know and are doing. So I believe that when we get those opportunities again, that players learn and they'll take them.
That's half the battle, though, isn't it? To have the team fighting as hard as they are, to be able to be that resilient in order to be not losing all of these matches.
Yeah, listen, that comes from everyone. That comes from all the team that are playing. That comes from, the players that aren't. That comes from them driving them every day. Your Luke Prossers, your Romain Vincelots, your Arthur Reeds. Those boys that are on the outside that are waiting for their chance and come in and do brilliantly, and then we're moving around. It comes from everyone in the group, and it does. It's a real desire to not concede goals, and sometimes what you have to do is match that the other way. You have to match that going forward as well, and scoring goals is ultimately the hardest thing you have to do in football, and we've been creating some really good opportunities in games. And we just have to make sure that these players keep believing and keep focusing on hitting targets, working the keeper, and eventually I do believe that it turns. We saw that. Realistically on Saturday, we know that the one opportunity we had was a fantastic save, but we have to be more ruthless than that.
Yeah, tomorrow's game's a return home to this week after 4 out of 5 being away from home. What are you expecting from Forest Green? They're right up there in the table.
Yeah, listen, Forest Green are a top side for this level. They what are they? They're extremely fluid in what they do, how they move the ball, and how players interchange. So we know that they're very good at that, and you have to match that, and you have to make them think about you. And you also have to, be able to take the game onto them. You can't just sit in and, that's not what we're about. Especially, we're at home. Great to be back at home under the lights. We're all excited to be home. So we've got to make sure that we turn up tomorrow, and from the start we show what we're about, our intentions. I think that's the biggest thing. When you show teams, you have to show them a bit of respect, because ultimately they're up there for a reason. But you have to show them, actually, we are a team that's in playoff form, and we're a team that have lost 3 games in 15. That's what we need to be showing, and ultimately we're there now to put right or wrong from Saturday that we should have won the game. Ultimately, when you draw away from home, if you win your home games, it's been a fantastic week. So that's what we have to do.
Yeah, we're finally into March after a ridiculously busy February. 8 games it was that we played. Every single week was 2 matches a week. Table makes interesting viewing because we have moved up quite a few places, but some of the teams around us, or most of the teams around us, have games in hand. So they'll have busier schedules coming on. I'm assuming that you would rather have the points on the board and having played the games at this stage.
Yeah, I think that when you are on the run that we are, and we know, like I said, it's not, we want to have won more games. Of course we do. But, I think the biggest thing is when you have games on a Saturday, Tuesday, and you're in that run, you want to just keep playing. Players want to score, they want to score goals. They want to keep clean sheets. They want to keep playing. They want to keep passing. They want to keep working hard for each other, because ultimately we're really lucky. We come into work every day and train. Some people, we know that people are at home and they can't do that. So we're doing what we love doing every day. So I think that shows. I think that we want to make sure. Yeah, we're delighted to have moved up slightly. We want to be further up, and we deserve to be, and we should be, without a shadow of a doubt. But fact is that we've got those points on the board. The other teams have to play that game, and they have to have that relentless run of games now, which is really tough. It's really tough. So I think we're in a good place in terms of that, and we're coming out the other side of that now, and it'll be really good now to get some wins on the board over the next couple of weeks that kind of finish off that February form.